guys, my name's Karen and I work at South Devon College in the hairdressing department. We're in about week 4 or 5 of lockdown. I'm not quite sure, I've forgotten, it's all running into each other. And after looking at myself this morning, I've realised that I definitely have lockdown hair. So I've got lots of roots coming through, I've got lots of greys coming through there. My highlights have grown down. So you can see my highlights have come down. So really I need brightening up. I have to do some videos this week for college. And so I thought, actually, I'm going to make this our first video. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is colour my hair. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few techniques that might help you if you have to colour your hair at home. Okay, so this is going to be a 3-step process. So to start off with, I'm going to pull some highlights through. I'm going to pull some bleach through with my fingers. I'm going to do it freehand, okay, just to brighten up and just to bring those highlights a little bit higher. Once that's done, we're going to rinse that off. I'm then going to put some roots on. I'm going to cover those greys, get rid of those greys, blend it in, and then finally, in our 3rd step, we're going to tone it all over. Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to go and gown myself up and mix up some bleach, and I'll be back shortly. See you soon. Hi, I'm back. Okay, so I've mixed up some bleach, ready to go. But there are a few things that we need to talk about first before you start colouring your hair. Some really important things that you need to take into consideration, okay? So the first thing is, what colour choice? What are you going to use on your hair? Home colouring isn't something that I generally recommend, and I've never ever bought a home colour from a supermarket. So as far as what choice of products you're going to buy, that's really tricky and quite really down to you, as in to be looking at that product and seeing if it's what you need it to do. Okay, so if you just need to cover your root area, you just need something that is going to cover whatever amount of grey you've got. Now, most of these box colours, I think generally are designed to cover grey hair. They tend to come as a one-size-fits-all, which is where when you come to the hairdressers, we can look at your hair, look at the condition of your hair, see how porous it is, and generally adjust our mixing of the product to what's going to suit your hair. Okay, now when you're doing that at home, that's a little bit harder to do. So what I would recommend is, if you've got a good relationship with your hairdresser, it might be worth giving her a text and just saying, do you know, can you remember what base colour I am? Okay, I know that's something that a lot of my clients have done in the last few weeks. I can say, yeah, okay, I know you're a base 6. The likelihood is they're going to give you a number, okay? Which is going to generally do and cover that root area without causing too much of a demarcation. As a general rule, if you're unsure, probably go a shade lighter, okay? Because it's going to be a lot easier for us to fix afterwards if it's a shade lighter than it is if it's a shade darker, okay? And that probably will be enough to cover your roots, okay? So that's the first thing as far as colouring goes. Probably go for a shade lighter. Next thing you need to think about is skin testing. Skin testing is really, really important, okay? Whatever products you're going to be using, you need to skin test yourself 24 to 48 hours before applying that product onto your hair. If you're wondering why, please Google reactions to hair colour, okay? A reaction to a hair colour can give you an anaphylactic shock. So the effects are really, really serious. Every manufacturer will tell you you need to be skin testing beforehand just to make sure. So I've skin tested myself. I know that I don't have any reaction against the colour that I'm going to be using today. That was done 48 hours ago. And so I know I'm ready to apply my product. Please make sure you do that. Next thing you need to think about is PPE. Okay, so we've all heard lots and lots about PPE and how much of a struggle it is to get hold of PPE at the moment. PPE at home, if you're buying a home box colour, the likelihood is they're going to have a pair of gloves in there, a pair of plastic gloves in there. Make sure you use them. I've got my gloves here ready to go. So that's ready to go. It's probably worth getting yourself some barrier cream. If you've got some type of barrier cream, or Vaseline, something that we can just pop around the hairline. So when we pulled our hair back, we'll be popping this around the hairline just to stop any staining on the hairline. I'll be doing that when I come around to do my permanent colour on my roots. Probably worth having a comb, makes life easier. Maybe section clip, so we can clip hair out of the way if we need to, if we want to get to the underneath sections. Probably worth having some tissue or a wet wipe, and also a spare towel just in case you need to wipe your hands or if it gets messy. Worth having a tissue in case you get a blob on your nose, and the towel for wiping your hands off just in case you get into a bit of a pickle. Okay, so a few things that you need to think about before getting your colour. Otherwise, running round trying to find these things when you've got colour on your hands is not always great. Okay, always follow the manufacturer's instructions. Read those instructions on the box. Make sure you read all the small print and follow those instructions to a T. It's really important. Okay, so ready to go. First of all, I'm going to use my gloves. So I'm going to get my PPE. I've got a towel around my neck. One glove. Second glove. I have my bleach mixed, ready to go. I'm going to be using my fingers, so I'm going to have my towel next to be ready to wipe my hands off. Okay, so I'm going to start off with doing the underneath section. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a few bits back. I'm going to use my comb. I'm going to get a section clip, pop it back, and I'm just going to get a couple of bits of bleach through these side areas. Okay, I'm using it. I'll be coming in, and I'm just going to be taking tiny little sections of hair and pulling that bleach and making sure I pulled it through. Now I'm leaving out those ends. If the ends have got bleach on them already, I'm not actually going to add any more to them. Okay, it's not going to need it. If we overlap with bleach, what happens is the hair will break. Okay, bleach is really strong, so you need to be really careful with your application. Okay, so I'm just taking small sections and I'm just going to start putting that bleach through, making sure I've got enough on there because it needs to go through both sections, and just pulling it through. Okay, so got some highlights through, almost done. I'm going to leave this now. I'm going to watch it and just wait until it gets just a couple of shades lighter, then I'm going to take it out. Okay, so I'll be back. See you soon.